If you're a small business owner with a marketing angle that works for you, you should not be trying anything else besides milking the absolute shit out of it. I own a hockey media business. I've spent over $5,000 in meta advertising and have successfully run ad campaigns to the point where I was getting so many leads I could not continue to work them because we are a supply constrained business. For some context, we've been doing on average 10K per month for the past 5 or 6 months at this point, and lead generation has absolutely never been the problem. And lead generation was what was able to get me from pretty much making no money, getting no customers, to that 10K per month mark, where now we're currently supply constrained and don't have enough people to fulfill the services, which is why we've been at that level for a while, but I digress. Common tendency for small business owners, or probably even business owners in general, when advertising is you always want to try something new. There's always this new genius marketing idea, and I totally understand that, but what if I told you you can use that exact entrepreneurial ADD, that creativity, that wanting to try new things, but constrain it to something that already works? Because the thing is, coming up with a new idea is hardly ever the problem. The problem is often finding a new idea that actually works. When you do find a new idea that works, you have a gold mine, and there are endless opportunities to come up with new ideas. Because, like, ideas, right? The whole idea of ideas is, like, they're kind of endless. Like, I don't think as business owners we have trouble figuring out new ideas. Like, that's kind of the easy part. The issue is, like, there's endless possibilities. There are always things to do. So why not constrain the endless possibilities? Like, intentionally put a cap on your ideas. This not only makes it easier to filter the ideas and make decisions, but there's also proof of concept behind the ideas as well when you do this. And this isn't like a new idea. Like, I'm not some kind of breakthrough genius, but I'm just now realizing as I'm making new ads that there are so many more ways I can go about this while constraining myself than I even thought. So here's what I'm getting at. You were going to take that one winning ad or that one marketing angle. It doesn't have to be an ad. Like, this totally applies to content too. And you're going to brainstorm how many different ways you can make a new version of that ad without changing what works about it. So you're still doing the fun entrepreneurial thing where you get to come up with new ideas, right? Like, this should be fun, but you're constraining it to something you know actually has like it's gonna work. It's gonna work. For example, like, the hook of this ad works. What can I change about everything that's not the hook of this ad and see if it works better? Or can I make a new version of this hook where there's maybe one word difference, or we make the font in a different color, or like literally anything like that. For my example, this ad we had, it was a comparison ad, you could say, where it starts off with a clip of hockey footage that's not good. It's like blurry. It looks terrible. It's like, and there's an AI voice that says, "This isn't how you should watch hockey this season." That starts at the beginning of the ad. So that's like a great hook. You want to have, like, you got to hook someone in the first 3 seconds. That's non-negotiable. If you even have a winning ad or a winning marketing concept, like, you probably already have the hook down. And then it says, it shows the thing, "This isn't how you should watch hockey." Then it shows our footage, and it says, "This is." So here's how I went about making new versions of this ad. I told myself this week, like, my goal was to make 5 new versions of this ad, which now that it's Tuesday and I'm looking at it, I'm like, that's absurd. I can make 50 new versions of this ad. So I'll put it at that. The first 3 versions I made, I changed the footage that we were using. It was the same exact concept where it shows the blurry footage and then it shows our footage. But I just did different clips, different goals, different visuals behind it. So it was the same exact same exact AI voiceover, same exact wording. "This isn't how you should watch hockey this season, this is," but it's just different hockey videos that we're showing. So I made 3 different versions of that with, 3 different new clips. The other thing I did was I made a version of the same exact ad where we changed nothing. It was the same clip, the same voiceover, all that stuff, but then I put text over it where we put, like, a little banner where it said, I'll read it right now. 1 second. "Blurry footage, ? Misplaced, ? Bad angles, ? And then when we transition to our footage, it says, 'Never again.'" So it's the same exact ad, but there's just text, like, it's just a text headline, kind of outlining more pain points. It's almost like another call out. So I'm honestly pretty excited about that one. I think that's going to be a good hook. And then the other version I had was the AI voiceover originally was just a guy. It was a guy voiceover. So I changed it, same exact thing, same footage, same wording, but I made it a girl AI voice version. So boom. Like, is that not sparking your brain already? There's so many different ways you can go about it. I know that, like I said, me doing this, I'm like, whoa. Like, I didn't even think about the girl version of the thing until I went on to the software that I use to make the AI voices. And I'm like, I was going to write up new text. I was going to be like, maybe we change the text. But it's like, wait, that's the hook. That's the most important part, right? This isn't how you should watch hockey this season. That clearly works. Why don't I change something else about that doesn't change that? So that's what I mean by, like, you don't want to change what works, but there are, like, such small, like, nuances that you can make. And you can make so many ads out of this because obviously, like, we're not operating a crazy ad scale. Like, I think, like I said, I've spent $5,000 total, which isn't really a ton, but that was over the course of like 3 months or something like that. 4 months. I'm not sure. So it's not like we're at scale. We're not spending so much that Meta's getting fatigued of the ads. But I do plan for this season, since we're currently addressing the supply constraint problem, that we are going to be able to spend significantly more on ads. So having different versions is going to be more important. You want to have more creative because the ads are going to get, or the platforms are going to get fatigued from that ad faster. So what, like, small tweaks can you make to, it's the same ad, it's the same value prop, it's the same hook, it's the same things that work, but slightly different things. And I'm probably going to find out certain things work even better than the original version of the ad. So yeah, that's all I got. I mean, this isn't a new concept. Like I said, like, a ton of marketers talk about this, but, if it can reach my audience and affect my audience. And honestly, like, this YouTube channel is more so just me documenting my business journey anyway. It's not really to educate people because it's like, what do I know? I don't know shit. I'm 19. But this is something where I was, like, doing it, and I'm like, what am I talking about? I'm making 5 new versions of that this week. And partially, like, I'll be honest, like, that was kind of capped because I have other, like, more important things I should be doing this week. I mean, like, priorities, that's a whole nother talk for another day. But I just wanted to start to dip my toes in the water of making new ads because we are going to start running a new ad campaign relatively soon. But it's like, dude, I could make so many more. Right now, like, I'm in full-on advertising mode. I'm like, yo, I could just make a billion versions of this. So, yeah, if you are a business owner, you have something that works, don't do something different than what works. It's very tempting to try new things. I totally get that. But you can still enjoy that, like, trying new things within the constraints of confines, constraints, whatever you want to say, of something that already works. Like, there may be a billion different ideas out here. Within the thing that works, there's a million. Obviously, those are, like, ridiculous numbers, but you know what I mean. You get the point. Excuse me. Goodbye. Hope this was helpful. Make some money on your ads.